Well, so as you can see, the oil price holding steady under $100 per barrel at the moment. If it does stay like that, there is that expectation, which is growing and growing, that we could have another fuel price decrease come next month. Let's certainly hope so. Let's go back to one of our top stories from this morning, and 7 more suspects in the Krugersdorp Gang Rape case are expected in court this morning. Let's go back to our reporter Nqobile Madlala, who's been following this from the beginning for us. Hello again to you, Nqobile. There you are outside court as well. So a lot happening yesterday as well. So just bring our viewers up to speed. I'm seeing more arrests, more people being charged with various crimes. Just bring us up to speed with what you have.
Well, Gareth, yesterday was quite eventful. We saw some of the people also still being charged with being unlawfully in the country, but also we saw the 7 suspects which are now accused of being part of having these multiple rapes. We do understand that 7 more people are now expected today to come through to court who will also have been the same charges, which is multiple rapes. We understand there's robbery with aggravating circumstances, but of course we'll hear once they are in court if they are getting exactly the same charges, but there is a speculation around the fact that they will be charged with similar charges. Now, what was interesting yesterday is that about 6 suspects, we understand that they'll be coming back in September, but at the same time, out of those 6 suspects, we understand that there's 1 who's a minor, and that minor is also appearing today in this court, making about 8 people that are now linked into those multiple rapes who are appearing. But because it is a minor, he will have to go to a different court compared to the guys that will be coming in. So we are going to find out in terms of how are they linked to this actual rape that happened in Krugersdorp. When we spoke to Pendi yesterday, she was very clear that she cannot yet reveal more information because more investigations are still ongoing. But we have heard that an identity parade was confirmed that it had been done, and it was also one of the instruments that were used to identify some of the suspects. We understand that this is obviously with the more investigations. We had heard from the minister that DNA also is one of the elements that they are using, so we're still waiting to hear how far that DNA process is. But at this point we are confirmed to know that identity parade has occurred, and of course these 7's coming in today. We will hear more in terms of how are they linked.
And I suppose the big issue as well, Nqobile, as you spoke about yesterday, is this one underage minor saying he's claiming to be underage and claiming to be a minor, and you alluded to this yesterday. There's still the verification as far as IDs are concerned and where exactly they're from before deciding how those particular issues regarding a minor can actually be handled as well.
Well, Gareth, what they have been using in the past, and you remember there was about 20 minors that appeared on the 81 men, 81 people that were suspects that were brought in. So with those 20 minors that were brought in, we understood that in order to verify their age, what they said was they were taking them to doctors, and they were looking into their identities and whatever documentation that they have. Because the major issue here, Gareth, was that some of them would say a year and that they were born, but it wouldn't correlate with the age that they said they have, whilst others didn't even respond at all. Now this minor is claiming that he's about 15 years old from what we understand, but of course this needs yet to a lot of verification. There's still yet to be the age assessment to see where exactly this minor is from. And of course this brings to a bigger issue which we have heard from a lot of people that have come here, organizations, political parties, as well as civil societies, asking about how are we ending up in the country with illegal immigrants that are yet so young. I mean, you'll remember in those 20 minors, the youngest was about 14 years old. So the question is, how did they end up in the country? And this is why you'll hear from some organizations that they're calling in Home Affairs and they're calling in the Department of Mineral Resources also to come and play here and just to look and investigate further. A lot of them alluding to the fact that there could be a potential human trafficking, but that of course needs to be exposed with investigations. So a lot of people just still asking that these questions needs to be answered, and there needs to be departments that needs to look deeper into this whole illegal mining issue in the West Rand as well as in Gauteng.
Absolutely. It's multi-departmental that needs to be addressing these issues. For the moment, outside the court for us, we're 7 more suspects in the Krugersdorp Gang Rape case expected in court this morning. Nqobile Madlala for us will stay on top of that story. We'll go back to her later for more developments.